killed you, motherfucker. You crazy? I don't know the fuck you think they're playing with. I don't play no motherfucking games. I fuck you up, motherfucker. Fuck you up. I play no motherfucking games.
Will a win over Canelo put you ahead of Mayweather as the greatest boxer of this generation?
Listen, I leave the opinions to everybody else, but like I said, after this fight, when I defeat Canelo, I'm gonna be on Mount Rushmore. That's where I'm gonna be.
It wasn't supposed to get that hot. Two of the best boxers of their time got into a fight backstage at Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford's first legal fight. Security had to step in to keep things under control. There is a lot of confusion about what was said, but everyone agreed on one thing. This was not a fun time with the sign. Boxing hadn't seen fights like Ego versus Glory and Legacy versus Legacy in a long time. Things did not calm down when they finally sat down face to face. After that, things got worse. The lights came on. The two men tried to stay together, though. Floyd's eyes showed it. Not only did he want to look good, he wasn't amused. He wasn't having fun. He didn't seem like the rich man he had become over the last 20 years. Crawford stayed calm, steady, and in control. But it was clear that he was ready for anything Floyd had in store.
If this kid said he'd been training every day, for years, every day in boxing, I'm somewhere in Aruba, in the Bahamas, in Dubai, I'm traveling the world on my jet.
The conversation began in a normal way. People agree on what they want, talk about it, and go back and forth about it. But when the question of who is the best of this age came up, everything changed. Craig kept his chin up. Floyd got tighter. Floyd looked irate for the first time in years. Floyd is in this fight not because Crawford was mean to him, but because he knows why it's happening. Canelo Alvarez was the first person to say that Crawford was better than Floyd.
You can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
One post set the internet on fire. The winner is Crawford over Canelo. Crawford takes on an image of being muscular. Boxing fans start saying things that Floyd has never put up with. The name Mayweather may have been used by someone.
Who you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
That's what starts things off. Floyd users never press that button. This is because he is 47 years old and is up against the deadliest fighter living.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. is one of the biggest egos in the sport, so much so that he could not find a way to give Muhammad Ali credit as being a top 5 fighter and claimed that Roberto Duran sits above Muhammad Ali, right? Why? Because Floyd wants to be better than Muhammad Ali. He completely redid his image when he became Money Mayweather to pretty much copy from calling himself the GOAT, calling himself TBE, right? Whole thing. Very disrespectful of Muhammad Ali when he was coming up, when after Floyd Mayweather Jr. wound up being at the top of the sport. So now that Terence Crawford has firmly placed himself at the top of boxing, and not just as the pound for pound fighter right now, many people are saying, hey, shouldn't he be considered one of the greatest fighters of all time?
After the fight, there was a news gathering where things got even worse. Floyd didn't keep talking like he had at other press conferences. This time, Floyd was serious and on task. He wasn't even trying to be funny. He was talking about family history. He doesn't want anyone to sit down, so he wants to fight.
You know, I didn't have to have 70 fights, or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
Crawford looks at Floyd like he's just another name on the list. Not scared or upset. This isn't like Crawford's other fights. He now has more wins than Errol Spence. Both of them had already lost to him. Everyone who didn't trust him was already quiet. Does he need Floyd? Not at all. But he wants Floyd.
Yo, yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh, shit, okay, I'm just asking. Because Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
People asked Crawford, who didn't say much at the start of his career, for years if he could beat Mayweather. Crawford always tried to avoid the question. He did not give a clear answer. We didn't have to talk about it with him. That happened a long time ago.
Gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
Nope. Nope.
No friends in this business for you.
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But you
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore. So that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know. I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
Beat your...
Okay, that's a no.
Craig says today that he beat Floyd when Floyd was at his best. That was enough to start this whole fight.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah.
Floyd looked angry as the reporters talked. What Crawford stands for, not what he said on stage. Also, New King, that person is now the best fighter living. That makes Floyd mad.
Where does he rank now, all time? Ending this interview.
Number 1, and the only one that he got at top is Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford's this generation guy, you know what I'm saying? Accomplishing all the goals that he accomplished.
Matched up? How do they match up, Floyd and Terence?
Hey, I'm like this, man. It's going to be great because Floyd, he's about his work. He put in work. We've been watching it for decades, you know what I'm saying? Him coming out of retirement to do this fight, that's a win for the whole world boxing. Every generation from Floyd generation to this generation to get to see it come. That's just like, we never get to see Michael Jordan play, right? But we remember when he used to play. Come on.
The news started to talk a lot about Floyd's fight with Mike Tyson. Also, no one is acting like this is a real fight. In return for a bag of huge gloves, they are having fun.
That fans will watch for sure is you and Mike Tyson. How's training going, Floyd? Talk to me all about this as you get ready to get back in that boxing ring once again.
Well, not really training right now.
Not yet.
You know, the fight is in 2026. We still, ironing out everything. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be exciting for the people and the fans.
Are you going in there to put Mike down and you know, like, hey, this is not, we're going to have fun, we're going to throw a few punches, like I'm taking this seriously and I'm trying to fight Tyson?
I don't know. I just want to give the fans what they want to see, excitement. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be an exciting event.
There's no doubt, though, that it's Mike Tyson. Additionally, don't forget that Tyson dislikes Floyd when he's angry or upset. And this show could become dangerous.
Every time boxing come on, you don't bring up Muhammad Ali name. You don't bring up Mike Tyson name. You always bring up Floyd Mayweather name.
Unless we're talking about Floyd. And listen, we all gotta believe we're the greatest of all times, right? We all gotta believe that. But we all know Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all times.
If you could have fought any fighter in your life, any weight, any era, who would you have picked that you would have liked to fight the most?
Floyd Mayweather. So we're in there was fighting low.
But let's talk about it. The fight is not nearly as important as Crawford. Floyd's behavior changes when Crawford's name comes up. His stage name is no longer Money Mayweather. He suddenly changes into Floyd Mayweather Jr., the boxer who has won 50 fights. For a while now, he's been dying to go back to work. Floyd knows that beating Crawford at his age would settle everything, and Crawford knows that beating Floyd at any age is still the best thing that can happen in the sport. Floyd is great at more than just business.
Looking back at like Floyd's career, like him coming up in the era that he came up in, he had all them champions that he was able to fight, and that's what led him to be so great. You know, because he fought the most champions, beat the most champions, you know, got the most money for beating the most champions. So it's just like, man, he had this guy, back to back to fight, one after one.
A lot of people thought Crawford would quit after his fight with Canelo. He had nothing more to show. In terms of weight, he was the best. He beat a bigger man, even though no one thought he could. He had already made a big difference.
Crawford had the ability to fight backwards and stay composed, good defense, hands was always up, countering everything that Canelo was throwing at him. He was just a little more active fight. Canelo did hit him to the body, but it was pretty much all Terence Crawford.
I think some of what we saw from Canelo is what he has to resort to now to fight. Maybe he's dealt with some injuries to where he's not as mobile. It's just the pattern that he's put himself in for the last, 6 to 8 fights. That same pattern is why Bivol was able to get him.
He did not allow Canelo to get inside, man. As soon as Canelo would get into that certain range, you would jab him. We didn't see any like lateral moves where he would throw, push off to the side as we used to see Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo was almost smothering his shot because he couldn't stay at range with him. And Terence Crawford runs off counter combinations. It would be a wider margin if they...
But Crawford made the tough choice. Floyd is what he wants because he wants to end the fight for good. You shouldn't say things like, yeah, he's great, but he's never fought Floyd. This is not what he wants to happen. He wants to end the war by killing the person who has been in charge of fighting for 20 years.
Terence Crawford couldn't have an era to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ryan keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume?
Crawford is also a competitor, one of the few real rivals left in the sport. He doesn't look for simple fights. He definitely wants tough ones. He will get into trouble for these dares. He is also getting into trouble. Why fight an old Floyd? Why not fight Boots Ennis? Some people ask. They're not wrong either.
Just feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, that he's still very much in his prime.
Fans and experts in boxing have said for years that Boots is the right opponent for Crawford because his style is so similar to Crawford's. He uses a switch and is always powerful, smart, and deadly.
Who they are cancels out each other as far as height. They both switch hitters, lift, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people pretty much. The only difference is Crawford done been in the big stage against big fighters so many times. And also with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So
Sure.
I feel like he got everything, all the experience, all the knowledge. So I got to go with Crawford.
Isn't just being pushed by fans? There is a time when Boots sees Crawford and dares him to fight. He needs to take the test. And the man who was thought to be the best person of his age. When someone asks Crawford about him, though, he cuts them off right away, saying that he's not interested and that the fight isn't helping him.
Right now in my career, a lot of people like boost this, boost that, boost this. Fighting Boots is a lose-lose situation. I win, they're gonna say, oh, well, he was young, he wasn't ready. He was talented, he was skillful, but you got the experience over him. You got, so much more than this kid that never been tested before. Because we always seen him win and fly in color. A fashionate way, to where we say, oh man, he's cold, he's skillful, but he's never been in the ring with nobody to test him. So me fighting Boots will be like, okay, well, you beat Boots. It's not a mega fight. It's gonna sell a little bit because of your name and what you just accomplished.
There is still talk of a Boots fight, and it's getting louder as Crawford tries to dodge the game. He is also known as Virgil Ortiz. Virgil had just put on a great show and called out Crawford right away. He was getting a lot of interest from Oscar De La Hoya, who called it the biggest fight at 154. A great fighter goes up against a great hero. Fans who really care want that fight to happen. But let me tell you the truth. A lot of people think that Crawford is the best boxer among Spence, Canelo, and Sam, or is not someone he needs to go after. He's fighting for the sake of history, not for his own benefit. If he fights Boots, people will say it was a good fight. Some people think it would be good for him to fight Ortiz. If he faces Floyd, people will talk about it for 30 years.
That makes a whole lot of sense. And the fight that stylistically will be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis.
I don't think I think that's going backwards for Terence.
To that point, Jaron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these guys.
It's wild because, if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. That makes a difference.
Now things start to get interesting. Floyd isn't because Terence Crawford is so big. There is more power in Crawford. He is not as old as Crawford. He has more to do now. Not getting hurt is not the hardest part of beating Floyd. He's getting hit. It's possible that Crawford will step in right away. Floyd could also turn this into a safety lesson, which would make the younger guy very angry. During the news conference, Floyd talked more about death, money, and respect. Crawford talked about obstacles and competition, and also showed what he could do. Then I'll let you all know when I think there's a chance to do a short theft. You are free to say anything. It's smart of me not to care what you write about me. Write more blogs about me, please. The show for today is over. Feel free to like, follow, and click the bell icon if you liked it. That way, you won't miss our next video. Don't forget to leave a comment with your thoughts as well. Stay tuned, and we'll see you at the next show.